Okay, what if I wore my hair like this? Like, seriously. What do you guys think? It gives me volume, lift. You can see actually how much hair I have. I think it's a good look. Yeah. I was pulling my hair up. I almost feel like this is better. I don't know if I can pull that off for the entire video. Come with me. Okay, I have to be careful because I'm in my pajamas and I didn't really feel like sprucing myself up for my video, but all right. All right, good enough. Okay, so hi. Darlene here with Unmaking a Mess, and I just wanted to hop on here because I haven't seen you guys in so long, and I just kind of wanted to update on a few things that were going on and kind of talking a lot about everything that's been happening since the last time I spoke to you guys. Well, I don't even know like what I was talking about the last time. Do you guys remember? I think I was coming off like that depression cycle and kind of figuring things out and where I was and the things that I needed to do to help myself. Oh, and of course, getting out in the yard and how much that really helps me, which in fact, after my daughter's softball banquet tonight, we got home around 7:30 or 8, and I changed my clothes and I went straight outside for about a good hour and just did a bunch of random stuff like cutting down a bunch of branches and weeds and spraying and I don't know, taking them out to trash and all sorts of stuff. And I just realized, I just am so thankful that I have this home that keeps me going. That's truly it. Not only do my girls keep me going, but my home does too, because it is such a home that requires absolutely every little bit of energy that I can give it. I mean, every single time I turn around, there's always something that I can be doing, from spraying, from pulling weeds, from taking all sorts of brush out to the trash. I redid my deck, and that was pretty awesome because it looks really, really cool now. And I'll have to show you pictures of that. Okay, maybe I'll just go show you right now, even though it's dark and stuff. Yeah. All right. Really wish I could turn this camera around, but I don't think I can. So I literally kind of have to, well, it's dark, but nonetheless, we got to be super fast because there's June bugs. Okay, do you guys see that? Like, I put that little awning there to kind of cover the plants and my chair and everything. I really hope you guys could see that because I had to be really quick because I have a tremendous amount of June bugs and they really upset me to the point where I actually took the trash out today and I stepped on one and I really regretted it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I stepped on two. All right, sorry. Forgive me. I really hope they don't come back and haunt me because, I think about stuff like that. Okay, so besides that, here's my most recent revelation. What if I have ADHD? I know it's stupid, okay? Yeah, I realize that. And if I do, it's societal. Like, it comes on from what society brings us, because there's always something going on. We live through our phones, we live through the internet. We literally can't communicate unless we're sending a text, an email, a message, a WhatsApp, who knows, whatever it is. But there's always something that we are doing. And for me personally, that's who I've been. I've absolutely been someone that I constantly have things going on, and I like it that way. Like, I really appreciate being able to, keep myself going literally right up until my head hits the bed. And I'm, kind of like mostly joking here. I'm putting on my pajama pants. Sorry, you didn't need to know that, but I started kind of like freaking out, like, well, what if my phone drops or something? And anyway, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so like, okay, we already know I suffer from anxiety, and that's not a big deal. We figured it out, and I am handling that, and that's all good. And I know how to deal with it the best that I can, like through medication and, keeping myself going the best possible and at least being somewhat productive. Okay, here's the funny part. All right, so obviously I'm still single. You don't see anyone else in my bed, right? Nothing. Okay, not a big deal. It's fine because, I'm busy raising my girls, take care of my house, and all that. And I'm kind of getting used to this life of being on my own because I can watch like my Netflix shows, and I can, work late, and my girls got their things going on and all that stuff. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. And I could sit here and eat my gummy worms. I know, Evelyn, if you watch this, I know, I'm sorry, forgive me. I know I'm trying very hard not to eat once I get in bed, or at least upstairs to my bedroom. But anyway, the ADHD, the only reason why I bring that up is because I was listening to this podcast, and it was called Climbing the Walls, and it was really cool. This gal who did a bunch of research discovered how much research was not done on women until like 1993, as far as like trying to figure out if they suffered from ADHD. All of the research was done on men, and it was carried over onto women, assuming that they had a lot of the same mechanisms, thought patterns, brain activity, what have you. I mean, that would pretty much cover whatever it was they were going through as well. Of course, we all know that's not true because we have these wonderful hormones and premenopause, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. Okay, so nonetheless, she had 6 episodes of this, and it was so incredibly interesting of how women discover like this late in life that part of the reasons why like they have ADHD is because of, the way they were brought up, or because maybe, their parents had it without realizing it, and how it's affected their life. And then once they discover it, they can put it to good use, which I think is really awesome. Because remember, one of the last times I talked to you guys, I talked about how anxiety is my friend. And I found that really ironic because in the podcast, they talked about some celebrity that talked about how ADHD was like saved her and really helped her, because it helped her to navigate so many different things and get several things done. And that was kind of what she needed to be successful. Well, okay, that's kind of a far stretch, but whatever the case. I discovered that anxiety is kind of my friend, because I know that once I start having like a hard time breathing, like I have to really catch my breath, I know that is a sign that I have to slow down, kind of like step back from whatever it is that I'm doing, and kind of filter some things out, kind of figure some things out, and just kind of like brace myself, so that I can continue to keep going with whatever it is in my day. And yeah. Okay, so yeah, I know. Really? Uh, I really think I do have that, because I'm telling you what, I can literally start one thing and stop and start something else, and then somehow, some way, I can bring a lot of things back together. Like I can start out on an outline for a presentation, not realizing exactly where it's going to go, and then I can add something to it, and then I can add something like toward the end, and then I can figure all these other things out in the middle, and somehow, some way, it all comes together. I think that's pretty cool, right? And anyway, I'm going to get right to the point, because I really don't want to take up a lot of your time. I just wanted to hop on here and say hello and tell you that I'm still here. I listened to a podcast about ADHD, my daughter's softball banquets tonight. That was pretty cool, because, the next time she enters high school, she's going to be a junior. And here's where I'm going to bring it all together, like a lot of things happening. Don't let me forget to tell you about the water in the hallway again. But I'll just tell you right now. So I found water in the hallway. It happened after the AC was running, and I think part of it came from the air conditioner. Okay, that's all it is. Pretty boring, but thank God we figured it out. Back to the ADHD. I'm driving to work this morning, and I think to myself, wow, if I had that, I almost feel like that's why online dating works so well for me. I know, not exactly where you thought I was going with this, is it? But I realize it also has a lot to do with me not finding the right person. And, I believe that God is going to navigate this and make sure that it happens for all the right reasons. But it kind of like, I jump from texting, meeting someone online, and talking to them for at least a couple of weeks. And if we don't meet, it's kind of like, I'm done. Okay? If he doesn't initiate that, I'm not going to. I admit I did this last time, and after a couple of days, it just didn't work. And I think that has a lot to do also with my life and the structure of it, and, being on the go. And I don't know. I really hope I didn't lose you guys after this. I know it sounds like I have a lot of energy right now, and I'm like going back and forth from one subject to the other, and I hope it all kind of makes sense. Maybe it's also because of the fact that I just want to be the kind of person where I say this all the time, like where I just hop on here and start talking, which I did. I wanted to hop on here and start talking when I threw a little bit of makeup on in order to do the video. Yeah, I do that. And I actually went and bought more makeup so I can have it in my house, because I normally keep my makeup in my car, because I do all my makeup in my car before I leave for work or wherever it is I'm going. So I bought more makeup and did a little bit in here, and I started like messing it up, and I'm like, wow, this would be really funny, I think, to someone as part of my video. But anyway, I guess it's been a really good day. I'm thankful for a lot, and no, I don't think I have ADHD. I don't really care if I do or not. I just care that God just continues to carry me through these days, and He just continues to guide me and hopefully lead me to that right person, that right partner, that right man that stops me from jumping from one text message after a few weeks to another. Yeah, that's all I got for you. I just appreciate you guys being able to listen to me and my kind of going off on these tangents and ridiculous thoughts and everything. That's all. Anyway, love you guys. Please share and subscribe. I will try to do my best to create more substance for you. Maybe something you can actually get something from, because obviously the whole purpose of these is to help you. Even though it's helping me, I want to help you as well, because I want to be able to relate to you, to somebody, to many people. Anyway, remember to ask God to come into your heart and your mind, because with Him, it's not like He makes things go away, but with Him, He does make it possible to get through it. So I shall talk to you guys later. And now I'm going to watch my Netflix show and eat just a couple more gummies. All right, take care. Share and subscribe. Leave a comment. See ya.